Well, hello. Have you ever thought about making some magnetic bookmarks for your pages of your binders, your envelopes, or even books? Let's see, I have so many styles to choose from. These are the ones that we're going to be making in today's video. And if you want to see step by step how I made them, even the laminated ones that you can write on and then erase with a wet erase or erase with alcohol if you use a Sharpie, then you should stay tuned because I'm giving a lot of great information on how to design these bookmarks, on how to import them into your Cricut design space, also how to cut them, and then finally how to assemble. I think this is going to be a very interesting video, and if you're a crafty person, you can make these. They are so cute and so easy to do. So let's get right into the video. All right, so to get started, we're going to go through a few different steps, and let me go ahead and list them here. Number one, we're going to go through all the supplies that you'll need in order to make the magnetic bookmarks. Number two, we're going to create a design within Canva of whatever magnet style, bookmark style that we would like. Number three, we're actually going to import that into our Cricut design space so that we can cut them out and lay out our layout. Number four, we will actually go ahead and cut them. And then finally, number five, we'll assemble everything together, and they're very, very easy. So let's go ahead and get started with the supplies. For the supplies, of course, you will need a Cricut. I have the Cricut Explorer 2, and so I'm going to be using that one today, but you will need some type of Cricut silhouette or something to cut with. I believe you even can use a pair of scissors to cut if you would like, but they need to be pretty sturdy. Next, you need a laminator, and I have a very simple laminator. This style is my favorite. This is made by Scotch, and I do get it from Amazon. And this is my favorite laminator. So I'm going to be laminating on 5mm, and you'll see that a little later. But you will need a laminator. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on so it could be heating up while we're talking about everything else. Next, you'll need some inkjet glossy photo paper. Everything that I'm using in this video, I will link down in the description bar so you can just click the items if you like. And they'll also be linked down in my Amazon storefront so you can shop all there as well. But this paper I got from Amazon, and it is really brilliant color because it's bright white paper, and it's a glossy paper. I have a laser printer, but I still use the inkjet glossy photo paper, and it works perfectly. Next, you'll need some matte laminate paper. Now this one is made by Oregon Laminations Premium, and also this will be linked down below. You can use 5mm. I seem to find 3mm works best. And it just looks like this. It's not shiny at all. It's very like velvety feel to it. I do have some bookmarks that actually have lamination on top of the laminate, and those are like the IOU bookmarks that I have. And for those, you would need some self-adhesive laminating sheets, and I'll show you how we use that a little later. You're gonna need some magnets, and I love these. Let me see. They're very small, but they're very mighty. They come packaged like this from Amazon directly, and they look like this. So there's a whole bunch of little bitty tiny magnets that you'll use. And then in order to adhere those to your bookmark, you're going to need some adhesive tabs, and these are the ones that I use. They're double-sided adhesive tabs, and so I'll show you how we apply those a little bit later. If you're gonna use the laminating sheets, you're gonna need a smoothing tool, so I'm using my Cricut smoothing tool, and then you also need some tweezers for the self-adhesive tabs. Finally, in Canva, I did make some backing cards. These aren't required, but I did design these. And so you can use or design yourself some within Canva as well. I'm not going to do a tutorial for these, but they're pretty simple to make. And then once you make these, you would just clip the magnet directly onto here. Let's go ahead and move on to the next portion of the video, which will be designing the layout in Canva. And you can use the free version for this portion. So let's head to Canva next. Once we get to the home screen of Canva, this is what it will look like. And we're going to go up here to create a design, and we're going to go to custom size. And we're gonna do 2 inches by 4 inches. Now, if you're putting it in for the first time, you would change it here to inches and then do 2 by 4, so it won't change it to pixels, and create a design. This is actually gonna be the design space of the actual bookmark. So let's go ahead and head over to elements over here on the left so we can pick up what design we'd like. These are some of the logos that I used to make my mom's cup for Mother's Day. But let's go ahead and search one that says, let's say penguin. Oh no, not penguin, pelican. I said, I wonder if there's a pelican out there. Okay, let's see all. I don't like any of these designs. Okay, let me see. Let me go back. How about cats? Oh, that one's so cute. Okay, hold on. Oh, I love this one. All right, so any of the ones that have the crown are pro versions. And if you're interested in the pro version of Canva, you can head down to my description bar. I do have an affiliate link with them, and you can click to sign up for through there. But if not, then you can pick one of these that don't have the little crown, and you can use that. So this one happens to be a free version one. So we're gonna stretch it out like this. About that big is good. We want it to fit within this design space. And then we're gonna Control-C, Control-V to duplicate it. And once we do, we're gonna head up here to the top and hit flip, and we're gonna flip it vertical. And now we have our 2 pieces of our magnetic bookmark. The only thing we're missing is the bend over or the fold over portion of the bookmark, which goes here. And for that, we're gonna go back to Elements, and we're gonna pick up a square, and we'll just stretch it out behind the cats. Make sure that it's behind them. And once we have it there, we can change it to whatever color we want. So I'm gonna pick up a different color. Yeah, that color is good. And now I'm gonna go up here to position and move it to the back. I want it behind the kittens, so it'll look like this. And that's it. Now we're gonna just share and download our file. Now wait a minute, before we do, if you wanted another bookmark, you would simply just hit the plus sign here to add a page, and we'd have another one. Let's make one more. Let me see. How about an owl? The owl has been hooting this morning in my house, so let's just go ahead and do one of him. All right, so we're gonna make it like this. And again, we're gonna Control-C, Control-V, and then go up to flip and flip him vertically and move him up here. And he looks a little bit too big because there's hardly any hang time. So I'm gonna scoop, make him a little bit smaller. I should have actually made it smaller and then duplicate it. So let me do that so they'll be the exact same size. So now I'm gonna Control-C, Control-V now that he's smaller and flip him upside down. So they'll be the exact same size. And now again, we can just copy Control-C on this one and Control-V it on this page. So now the hang piece is on this one, and we just need to do position to the back. So these will be 2 different bookmarks that we will actually make. And now I'm gonna hit share and download. I do want a transparent background. So I want PNG, transparent background, and download. Now, once I open that file, these designs are gonna be in a zip file, 2 of them together, and you would just double click it in order to open it, and now you have both of your different documents that you have here. The next step is gonna be for us to head over to Cricut. Now that we head over to Cricut Design Space, we have this beginning screen, and I'm gonna go up here in the top right and hit New Project. Once I do that, I'm going over here to the bottom left, and I'm gonna hit Upload, and I'm gonna upload an image. Now it's gonna browse my computer, and we're gonna pick up those images that we had before. So we're gonna go to Download. And we're gonna pick up one of the images first, which this one is the cat, and hit Open. And there's our cat image. We're gonna hit Continue. We don't need to change it to a transparent background because we saved it that way within Canva. So we're just gonna say Apply. Now, they have some new beta services where you can do multi-layers of cuts, but we only need a flat graphic. So we're gonna click that and hit Continue. We can name it if we like so we can keep up with it. And I'm just gonna say cat. hit upload. Now that it's on our canvas, I do like to shrink it down to about 1.5 inches. I find that that's about the right size. So there's 1.5. It doesn't have to be exact. And I'm going to bring it up to the top of our canvas. Now the other thing I want to do is add an offset. So I'm going to go here. I usually put an offset of about 0.111. Apply. Now the offset and the cat layer are two separate layers, and if you move anything, it will separate them. At this point, they're not connected together. So I do want to change the offset color. Since it's already highlighted here in green on the right, we can work on that layer, and the color is up here. It's showing as black, and I want to make it white. You can make it any color. You could make it, yellow. Now you can see the difference, green, whatever color you like, blue, but I'm going to make mine white. And once I do that, I'm going to go over here to the right and hold down the shift button and select both the cat and the offset and click this button right here, which says to group those together. And now they're grouped together, so if I move them, they will move together. And even though you can't see that white layer very well, it is there. Okay, now that we have the cat already set up, let's go ahead and move on to our other image. So we'll do it one more time. Upload, upload image. Browse our computer, grab the owl, hit continue. It's already transparent background, so we just apply. We want the flat graphic. You can rename it if you like, you don't have to. Owl, and hit upload. Once it's uploaded to the canvas, we're going to shrink it down to, this one looks a little bit big, right? Because even if I shrink it, look, side by side, it's quite large. So I'm going to shrink it down a little bit more to 1.2. So sometimes I do eyeball them. We're going to add our offset of 0.111 or somewhere around there. Hit apply. And we're going to change the offset color to white. We're going to link the owl. So we're going to hold down the shift key, link the owl with the offset, and hit group. And now this is another bookmark. Okay, so that's number 1 and number 2. I need to do a few more for some orders, so let me go ahead and do those. I have some already stored, so I just go to upload once I've already created them, and I'm gonna say view all images, and it will let me scroll back to find the ones that I've already had created. Like I created this one for someone as a giveaway. There's the Hello Kitty. So I just kind of scroll to find the ones that I need. I need one of these, future savings. And when it comes onto the canvas, I just shrink it down to about 1.5. This was another one that's quite big, so. Okay, and then I add the offset because it's still not on there. And change it to white and link the 2 layers together. Let me grab the other ones that I need. Now the Canva design space won't allow me to go more than 6.5. I think it's 6.25 or 6.5, one of those two. So I'm gonna fix it all the way around so that it'll fit all on one page. And I'll show you in just a second. All right, now that you have all of these on here and we have a little space between the coffee, we're going to highlight every single one of them and group them all together. And we're going to do this by saying attach and flatten. And I barely made it within the design space, I believe. So it's like 6.5 by 9 point, I think it's 6.5 by 9.25 or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but what I know is if it's off, it will send you a message here, a red exclamation point, and then you have to, shrink it down. But for right now, it looks to be working. So we're going to go ahead and say make. It asked me, do I want to save it? And I'm not going to save it because this is like a custom set of magnets that I have. If I made a whole page of IOUs, I probably would save it, but I'm not going to save it right now. So this looks great. You don't have to move it at all, but every single bookmark is on here. And now I'm going to hit continue and it's going to ask me to print. So I'm going to get my paper out. I went ahead and put the paper in the printer, and so we're just going to send it to printer. This is the type of printer that I have, so it's nothing special. And then I click print. All right, here's our design and it came out beautiful. So now all we need to do is laminate the sheet in matte laminate. Now for me, I do like to keep the top of the sheet is this cat. Remember we made this one first. So I like to put the laminating sheet to go into the machine with the top on the top, because when I cut it, I want to make sure I'm always paying attention to what area I'm putting at the top of the Cricut mat, right? Because it's going to print, it's going to cut according to the layout that it has, and it has the layout of this cat at the top. If I put it in this way into the Cricut design space, it's going to begin to cut a cat here, and there's no cat there. So we want to make sure we're always putting it into the Cricut design space the proper way. So this was at the top. So I just got to remember that, and I'm going to feed this through my laminator. All right, once it's laminated, it looks like this. So the colors become even more vibrant at that point. But we do need to put laminate on top of here, because for this particular one, remember, we're going to want to be able to write on it. And the matte laminate you cannot write on and reuse. It is laminated, so it's sealed in, but you won't be able to write on it. So I do have a piece of that self-laminating sheet right here. Looks like this. It's just one-sided. And what I'm going to do is measure how much I want to be on here and then cut it. So hold on, let me see. I'm gonna put it about, now remember, there is an offset around this coffee cup. So if I get too close like this, some of this laminate will be on the coffee cup. So we don't want to be that close. I'm gonna scoot it over to about right there. And I'm gonna mark with my pen. Well, so I thought, okay, wait, let's try again. Maybe it doesn't like it on the shiny side. Mark with my pen where I'm actually gonna cut. These little marks. So hold on, let me cut it. You don't need a cutter for this. You totally can use a pair of scissors. I just am making it easy for myself. Okay, so we're gonna cut this. Now that I've cut it, I'm gonna just line it up and put it right on top of here. You don't want to cover these guidelines because then your Cricut won't read the shiny part. I've heard you can use a Sharpie in order to make it happen, but yeah, I would just encourage you not to cover that. So I laid it down like that. I'm just gonna peel this off. And actually, hold on. You usually can't take it back off, but I'm gonna scoot it over a tiny bit because I don't want it to mess up my coffee cup. Okay. And we're gonna peel this off. Now you can use a smoothing tool, and sometimes I've made a whole page of these laminate ones so I can just cover the whole page, right? With one of these. But since I just have this one, I'm just using my finger. And it looks like this. You barely can see. See how that's laminated on top? And next thing we need to do is move on to the Cricut, and then we will assemble. All right, for the Cricut, what we want to do is line up the edge of this paper, not the laminate, but the edge of the white paper with the edge of the Cricut mat. Like so. And now we're just going to smooth it down. Making sure, again, the cat is the first thing to hit in because that's the top of our page. And we're gonna cut it. Feed it in by pushing the arrow. And hit the flash. Take the paper out, I'm just going to hit the ejection button, and now it's done. For the bookmarks, I'm just going to remove the outside. This one, because it has laminate, is a little bit harder to pick out, but it can come out. And this is trash. I just remove them from the mat. And here's the beginning stages. Now let's head back to the desk so we can go ahead and assemble and do the final steps. All right, so here's all of our bookmarks. If you do not flatten the image, it will cut the cats and then it'll cut the background layer, even though you've attached these two together. So make sure you flatten. And now that we have all of these, I also have some others that I need to put together. These are all of the bookmarks that I'm going to be making. Let's go ahead and now work on assembling. In order to assemble, we're going to need the tweezers, the adhesive tabs, as well as the magnets. Next step I like to do is to go ahead and fold the magnet in half like this. And it's not going to be perfect because it's a magnet made by a person, right? It's not a machine, so you know, everything's not perfect, and it's okay because it's going to hang over like this on your book or your folder. And so once I have it folded like this, then I stick it into the laminator. So I'm going to fold all of them and feed them in. And I just take them out on the other side as they come out. So they're already folded and sealed a second time, and I set them to the side. I have some backing cards here and we'll use those in a minute, but what we now need to do is affix all of the actual magnets. So let's go ahead and do that first. All right, so now that I have them all lined up, I'm gonna take the adhesive tabs. Now these are double-sided adhesive tabs. They do have a small film on one side so that they're not adhesive yet on this side. So I just simply take one off of here and and affix it onto here, like so. Okay. Next, we need to take this layer off. I'm gonna do a whole one, but usually I do like 4 or 5 at a time. But anyway, we'll take this layer, top layer off, like that. Can you see that little film? And now we take 2 of these magnets. They're kind of hard to get off. And use the tweezers and stick it down onto the adhesive. We get another little adhesive tab and put it on top of the magnet. Now we got to take the top film off again. Like that. And now we just press it together. And so it's done. These go directly on here. And that's the magnetic bookmark. So I'm gonna go ahead and put adhesive and magnets on all the rest of these, and I'll be right back. And here's all the bookmarks. So these are the laminated ones. You can write on these and then wipe it off with a dry erase, or write it on with a Sharpie and then wipe it off with alcohol. And then here's some of the regular styles. The owl turned out so cute. Here's the cats that we made. These are some of my regular styles. The coffee. The afro, never stop growing. here's the owl. I think I'm gonna use him, he's so cute. The Highland cow and future savings. So these are just some of the magnetic bookmarks that I offer down in my Etsy storefront. If you're interested in purchasing, you can head down there to check out all the styles. I have about 40 different designs to choose from, including these ones that are IOUs. But yeah, that's a step-by-step tutorial on how I make the bookmarks. I'm literally just gonna bag these up and get them ready for shipment. And I think that's everything. Let's see, if you made it to the end of this video and you enjoyed it, please put this one single emoji right here letting me know that you made it. Oh, there's a tab. Put this one single emoji right here letting me know that you made it. I appreciate you guys for being here. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be bringing a lot more tutorials. Also, like this video and share it with someone else if you think they'd like to make some bookmarks for their books to be used. Oh, I never showed you guys how they actually look in a book. So here's an avocado that I sell. Here's a Hello Kitty that I made just for myself. I don't sell these because, you know, copyright. I don't want to actually get an infringement, but I made one for myself. And so that's the Hello Kitty one. So yeah, that's how you use them in any type of book. All right, I think that's everything for today. I appreciate you guys for being here, and I will talk to you very soon. Take care.